conference. So good morning, everyone. Esteemed chief guest of this program and Director Inter-University Accelerator Center, and our senior colleague, Professor Avinash Chandra Pandeyji, Honorable Director, Inter-University Center for Teacher Education, and our senior colleague, Professor P.N. Singh, esteemed colleague, different subject experts of this 5 days program, dedicated faculty members who are participating into this 5 days program, ladies and gentlemen. First and the foremost, I would like to thank to the Honorable Director of IUCTE for inviting me for this 5 days inaugural ceremony, and has given me this opportunity to speak on this STEM related teaching strategy for this 5 days program. So I thank you, sir, and thank you to the organizing committee of IUCTE team for this wonderful opportunity where I can share my views on the strategy what need to be framed for a STEM teaching learning program. As we know that this, if you see this national scenario or the global scenario in terms of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, we call it STEM popularly. Sometimes we add another M, which designate medicine to it. So the global scenario is that students are not much taking interest into this STEM or STEM disciplines. And the reason is that they do not take interest because somehow at the entry level, at the school education level, we are not able to attract our young minds so that they can come to this science, technology, engineering, medicine, or mathematics sort of things. If you look at the statistics globally, in the Western world, most of the elementary school children are deviating away from this system. And it is alarming. And due to this reason, if you look at the United Kingdom, in 80s, they started an Athena Swan program just to strengthen how the student can come to the STEM studies. And they started this Athena Swan Chartered program in UK, and within 1.5 decades, they made it possible, and more STEM students were attracting into this STEM discipline. Based on this Athena Swan Chartered program, our government has also taken this initiative, and I'm happy to share with this news that DST has also initiated following this Athena Swan Chartered, and we call it Gati program. Basically, Gati is focused for girls student to attract this gender, gap towards STEM sort of things. And DST has selected more than 20 institutions across the world so that at the faculty level, at the student level, how we can increase the intake of these girls students. Fortunately, if we look at our Indian scenario and if we look at the United Nations data, which shows that almost 34% are the girls students in India who are nowadays studying these STEM disciplines, which is very good. Is a very good signal that at least girls are participating. If I remember my days when I was a student of physics at the college level, hardly physics discipline and mathematics discipline were getting any sort of girls student. But now the scenario has changed. Now whether it's the physics or mathematics, large number of girls students are coming and joining this discipline for their career. If we extend this participation to the job employment, then in India, the scenario is not very encouraging because girls are not getting employment in STEM. Still, I think 12 to 13% percentile are coming from this girls student. So we have to think in that way, and we have to focus on the school education. Already our honorable director has narrated these things, that what could be the pedagogy and the teaching strategy, particularly at the elementary level. Teaching strategy is one of the important factor in producing good quality education. We all agree, whether it's a secondary education, school education, or higher education, strategy in terms of teaching and learning is the foremost important factor, and it concerns among the academics as well as the higher education institutions across the globe. Traditional teaching style in 21st century, if you look at, is completely outdated. If we focused on the STEM or STEM disciplines, pedagogy in classroom needs to be reformed. If I look at myself, I would not say, that I have been teaching at BHU since last 2 decades, and I have never been taught that there is a pedagogy in terms of teaching when I go to the classroom. I learn it when I started to sit with the educationist in interview board, and then I learned slowly that it is a complete, the teaching philosophy through the Department of Educations. And then slowly I went into the literature. I discussed with my teaching colleague from education department, and I learned that a lot more has to be taught to the individual teacher once they come into the teaching discipline. When they start their career, there must be some sort of this training program for individual teachers, and that's why the objective of this IUCT is to start a teaching program for one and all teachers, whether it's a school education or to the higher education. So it is a great mandate for IUCTE, and I'm pretty sure that in due time, IUCT will fulfill those objectives set by the government. How we can use this digital transformation technology nowadays, such as machine learning, data science, artificial intelligence into our pedagogy, that has to be framed. As our honorable director said, that NEP envision this philosophy in this 21st century is a multidisciplinary approach we have to adopt. Not only in research, where a physics has to go with the medicine, a medicine has to use the mathematical skill into their teaching strategy is also important. So, as far as this STEM is concerned, I think we have to take a multidisciplinarity teaching approach, which is also the mandate of our national education policy. And by means of this sort of a strategy, we can achieve our goal, and our young minds can have a future perspective once they comes to our higher education. As our honorable prime minister has already said, made this slogan, अच्छी शिक्षा अच्छे शिक्षक. So मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि अच्छी शिक्षा अच्छे शिक्षक के प्रधानमंत्री के इस सपनों को हम सब साकार करें। एक सुशिक्षित समाज की स्थापना में हम सब मिलकर कार्य करें, राष्ट्र की उन्नति में अपना अमूल्य योगदान करें, और जहां तक हो सके जो हमारे लर्नर्स हैं उनको हम उचित शिक्षा, उचित पेडागोजी के द्वारा हम उनको शिक्षित कर सकें, ताकि हमारा समाज शिक्षित हो सके और राष्ट्रीय अंतर्राष्ट्रीय क्षितिज पर राष्ट्र का नाम रोशन कर सके। इन्हीं दो चंद शब्दों के साथ मैं अपनी वाणी को विराम देता हूं और आप सबक का पुनः हार्दिक धन्यवाद देता हूं। थैंक यू सो मच सर।